we recommend controllers. Oh my god, great news! Oh, is that... I saw you... As soon as you say, oh my god, and paste a link, I pretty much know what it is. I bet you that's everybody goes to the Rapture. I bet you that's what it is. And if that is what it is, then yes, I definitely need to pick it up. I've been waiting and hoping that it would come to PC. Hey, Red Snare. If that's what it is, it's out next week. And it was a really surprise. I saw it earlier. I almost picked it up because it was on Steam earlier, and it actually appeared out of nowhere. And went straight to being in release. And I think for about an hour you could actually buy it, and then they took it back off and changed the date till next week. And looking at the discussion boards, the discussion forums on there, there's a thread about it, and there's a guy that did buy it as soon as it appeared, and he bought it, was able to download it and actually play it. And even though they've taken it back off Steam, he can still play it. So I don't know if there's a boo-boo. They may have made a bit of a mistake. All right, sometimes hard. Let me look at the controls. I think they must have made a little bit of a mistake, because I don't know whether they released it early or I don't know, but I was looking at the thread this guy made, and he's put up a video of the first few minutes of the PC, and he's talking about the performance, and it's going to be good. I'm going to play it. And I was right. I knew it. Yeah, it's a walking simulator, but it was very, very good. And I did actually watch some of it on YouTube on PlayStation, because it was a game that was supposed to be a PlayStation exclusive. You know, it's supposed to be a game that was never going to come to anything else. It wasn't exclusive on the PS, right? Oh, come on. Wait, what? I don't get this. Right, okay. It was a game that was exclusive on PlayStation, so I did watch some of it on YouTube when it was out on PlayStation, but was hopeful it would come out. And it has. Yeah, it looks really good. I mean, from the part I've seen, I mean, I believe it's definitely a walking simulator. There's no combat. You're just walking around this area after the Rapture takes place, and just listen to stories of people that and memories and stories, and it's a mod game. You indie game nutters, says Diagram. So yeah, it is. So we got switch sword with the D-pad, move with the left tab. So we got activate sword with the trigger. All that we really need is X button, which is attack and grab, and A, which is a dash. Launch hook shot. Okay, let's do this. Let's just jump in and do this. There's not too many graphic settings. We've got brightness, full screen, quality, and resolution. Okay.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed.
Oh, look at him.
He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power.
The Ravens.
But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Reynardo, that is us. The fox. The cunning fox. Hey, Mark. And damn it, PTC, his internet's going flaky. Well, yeah, Diamond, shouting at someone is always better than nothing, I suppose. The story is nuts. So we gotta protect a kid who is a rabbit who's run away with a book. So the toad has sent the ravens to collect these books. And you're basically starting out following this kid who is taking one of the books. And obviously because the game is based around stories and in this world, I would imagine that I think there's lots of different paths and stuff you can take in it.
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. Sorry, kid. Renato told the kid. Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone. My mother died for this book! I promised her I'd protect you. Oh, damn it. The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Renato had to run after him.
With the book. Ah, there we are. Protect Peter. It does look very colourful, doesn't it? I mean, it's. Oh, it looks very cool. It looks good. Hey, Hoidlock.
The two ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner.
Oh.
Which probably was what was in their tiny brains.
Hey,
Renato said.
Gotta kill him. We gotta kill him.
He cocked their head.
Punch him in the face.
Pick on someone as ugly as you. Wait, that didn't come out right.
For the Emperor!
The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
Extra attack. Okay. Okay. When an enemy is about to attack, left and next to counter. Countering can interrupt any other action. Okay. Ah, new PTU up. Okay, let's try to counter them. Ah! Sure. Damn it. You can't change to counter someone mid-combat. Hey, okay, we got counters, we got attacks. Ah, that seems very good. That seems like a good idea, though, PGC, that they're doing that. Because 2.4 is around the corner. And Tiger says I got a very Bastion-esque feel about
flew
this.
overhead.
Oh, look at that.
Hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
I think they would have noticed us. Right, hold X to grab, left to aim, release to throw. Ah, okay. No, hang on. If we're throwing ravens off the edge of this thing, they have wings, right? Can't they just fly back up? Right?
Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke. Making the skyship docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through?
What a little shit.
Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels. Or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere. And neither are you.
Hey,
Try
Boozy.
and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword.
And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Renato going to get a hero sword?
I don't know, maybe there's chests? Who's going to give us a hero sword?
Ore and wind essence?
Ah, craftable,
Sounds
okay.
about right. I'll need a workshop, though. Perfect.
Ah, okay, sword crafting. This is the sword crafting menu here. You can craft and upgrade powerful magic swords. Gather the required materials from the chests around the boring. So we got selected swords, current level and special power. Special power to the next level. The resources needed to get it. Okay, so let's do that. Let's craft it.
A hero sword.
Oh.
QED.
We got a sword. So if we look at the next level of the sword, you can actually heal yourself with it. That's pretty good. We actually heal ourselves with the sword. The next level, we get 30 ore. We have different sword, different types. Firestorm. Set enemies on fire. Okay, when you're attacking. Got Winterthorn, which is freeze enemies while attacking. We've got Void Blade, which increases movement and attack speed. Ah, okay. Now, what about gems? Oh, we can't go to gems. So we got a sword though, so now we can actually go to go through that gate. Okay.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid.
Just the kid. Protecting a goddamn rabbit.
He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump.
Wait.
There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter.
Giggling at him.
How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. Wise-ass kid.
Here's a rabbit.
Hey, look out behind you.
Cute, said Renato. Oh, ravens. It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and
Yeah,
chase
level
the
up.
kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it?
Use the altar to learn
Maybe
new
if he
skills.
meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Use altar. Ah, yeah, we leveled up. We got a skill point to use. Each time you gain a level, you get a skill point. Spend your points at the altars scattered through the barriers to gain new powerful abilities or upgrade existing ones. Okay. The skill trees. There are 4 different tiers of skills. Okay. Skill info. You got 1 point to spend. Okay, so hook. This is what we're going to get, of course. Use the hook to navigate across gaps and pull enemies. Just some wacky. Yeah, the combat does feel very good. So you can upgrade that to hook shields, hook shots. What else we got? We got a dash. You can get a dash ability, supernatural dash, perfect strike, attack immediately when the previous attack hits and lands a perfect strike. Slow down time after a successful counter. Countering an attack now causes damage. Increase your stats. Okay, so increase your health. Is that health? Yeah. Sword energy, and we got stats. Run faster, maximum stamina. Okay. So, let's do this. Buy skill. We got a hook.
Starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot.
Achievement!
Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he
Right,
fought,
why to?
the more he'd probably remember.
Okay, why for the hook? Ah, okay. That seems simple enough, right? You can use it to grab the mobs as well.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kestra run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him.
I wonder if we can.
And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush.
Uh-oh.
Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No!
Uh-oh.
Peter!
The music changed.
The
It's
kid
gonna get
ran
bad.
for it, and a goggler nailed him with its ivy.
Oh dear. Ah, we chopped it off. It didn't even see us.
The book was unburned. Next to
Oh.
it were the buckles from the kid's shoes
Peter.
and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive.
He's
Oh,
dead.
damn it.
Peter Rabbit is
Renato
dead.
picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Well, Peter Rabbit got noshed. Right, he got noshed.
What What was the big deal about this book, anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out.
Uh-huh.
All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loudhailer. Renato could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Renato yelled back.
Just going out for milk.
"Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far
Look how many
behind
ships.
another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base! I will spare your life!" It called.
Dear.
The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes.
Hey, Victius.
The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game changer. Maybe he could. Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino
Choices.
sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose.
Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
Or the Sky Ripper.
Ah, so we get choices. So of course, because it's I mean, it's called Stories, Path of Destinies. So I'm guessing there's probably gonna be a lot of choices like this during the game. So we're gonna go and rescue Lapino. Rebel was out of time. Renato needed a game changer. Even though Lapino wasn't anyone would consider a game changer, he could come up with some harebrained schemes because he's a hare. Yeah. Maybe rescuing him was worth it. Or build the Sky Ripper. An ancient artifact that was defeated the lost gods would indeed be a game changer. Though it was split into 2 pieces many years ago, Renato could rebuild it by getting its armature. I don't know. I feel like we should rescue the hare, I think. Let's do it.
Lapino. Apparently the man
We'll rescue him.
had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own.
What?
Lapino
Pegasus?
always wiggled out of trouble given time. But he was out of time. The
Out of
Ravens
time.
had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy.
Oh.
If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
Poor Lapino. Alright, we're gonna go after Lapino. How is everyone, says Macteus. I'm doing good. Weekend's here, Macteus. Although, weekend doesn't mean as much to me as it probably does to a lot of you folks, because weekend I do the same as I do on the weekday. But
Lapino had apparently managed to confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison?
rabbit season.
The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Rabbit season. A 4-or. Alright. What was the gem son? Gem target. This is a gem target menu. Here you can equip powerful gems that augment both your offensive and defensive abilities. Okay. Your gauntlet has 3 sockets to which you put each gem. I don't have any gems, do I? No, I don't have any gems. So, okay, so what can we do with them? Energy on kill, treasure hunter, shield breaker, resistance, critical chance, attack speed. So it's like buffs for to boost our stats basically. So we need before we can upgrade our sword again, we need another 26 ore. Yeah, it definitely looks interesting. Like this, I very much like the look. Is this teleport? Oh, or something? A bridge.
Imagine getting a horse up in one of these things. It would be cursing a blue streak.
Hey, James. Yeah, me too. I've been very curious about it myself, James. It's out next week. I was lucky enough to get an early key And
People were frightened these days.
and permission to kind of
Just
check it
2
out a
weeks
little bit
passed
today.
when
Only the
Anna
first
had
couple of
sneaked
areas.
through an empty town and listened to the Raven's call about the Emperor's new taste in ritual sacrifice.
Alright. Could we... Yes!
Blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
So the commentator is obviously commentating on anything we do, including smashing boxes. Wrong sword. Okay, you need a fire sword, I guess, to go through that door because it's like a fire... Look like a fire effect on that door, right? And is there any, No, okay, I was wondering if there was a map or something. Right.
He wasn't that good. Yet.
That's an order, but we don't have any more. We need 950 XP to get a skill up. There's another chest. Oh, 4 more. We need 30 to get. Oh, there's a carrot. Can I eat a carrot? I suppose, do foxes eat carrots? I guess they don't, right? Foxes don't eat carrots. So you got 4 different types of swords you can get, and each one of them, these doors are opened by a specific type. So the only one we can make the basic one.
Long live the Emperor! Called the Ravens.
How many of them are there? I'm just trying to play the counter game, just, you know, like you would in Assassin's Creed. As long as you can counter it, it's not so bad.
Ravens were landing everywhere.
Oh shit, look, there's a level of XP in that one thing.
He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners.
So you can't go back.
Even top spies like Lupino. Where had the mad rabbit got to?
There's an altar just back there. I mean, to spend your skill points, you need to use an altar. So we got 1 skill point to spend when we get to another altar. What was that? Was that... Ah, health. Okay. So you get health to pop out of these things. Did you get anything else out of them, maybe? So it's 50 health back. I didn't even take a damage, so I didn't really need them, but... I wonder if you can get anything else in here. I mean, you don't have currency or money or anything to buy anything. So I wonder if there is anything else you can pick up in those things. Probably not, I'd imagine. Did the Raven have a seizure? It was shaking a lot. We scared it, I think. Alright, so there's 2 ways to go down here. They both go to the same place. Oh, there's a chest down this way. Ah, there we go. Look, there's ore, so sometimes you get ore in those containers. Okay, that makes it definitely worthwhile breaking everything you can. Alright, up to 13 ore. We need 30 to get our next upgrade. And there's an altar over there, so let's come over here and break this chest first. This thing. Just in case it had some ore in it, which it didn't. It might have done. Okay. So we got a skill point, so... Gotta one truth revealed. You gotta reveal a truth before you can get to the second tier. So there's only 1 skill we can get, which is dash at the moment. Everything else needs has other requirements. Okay, dash is required for all of these. So we gotta get dash next, I guess, which is L and A to use. Okay.
It was starting to come back to him.
Ah, dash gives you stamina.
Completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking.
Ah,
The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
that looks cool. Well, there's a secret sword hidden. I don't. Who knows? I think the swords you actually craft. When we get to a workbench, I'll show you the crafting part of it. Nectares. You craft the different swords. Yeah, I think it's definitely better on. They kind of recommended controller, and I can definitely see why. Yeah. Now, see, we are pros. Pros at combat. So the basic sword I got at the moment is just a hero sword. You can make others. There's one that does
felt a chill run
one that
down
does
his back.
fire damage. One that does
Possibly a flea.
magic damage. Oh, sorry, freeze, ice damage and freeze system kind of thing. There's another altar. We don't have any. Oh, okay, so there's another door. See these doors? Different doors are used by different swords to get through them. And as you said, the wrong sword. So you can only go in specific directions until you get these swords crafted. So this is like the first area you go to after the tutorial, and obviously there's 2 doors we found here so far that we can't open because we haven't got the swords. So this definitely gives you reason for replayability to also come back to these areas, I guess, right? There's a graveyard. A spooky graveyard. Oh, there he is. Is that him?
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who also happened to be a deadly sorcerer and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
So we've got another choice. We can try again to get the Sky Ripper, which is the legendary weapon, or at least get the core of the weapon, or we can try to protect the Emperor's only daughter. You've got to go after the princess, right? Or the Emperor's daughter.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd
Yeah,
been
there's a sword
Renato's
stuck in a
best
stone.
friend in sword fu school. And you're still mad for her, the rabbit reminded
Uh-oh.
him. They'd been close. She'd told him things no one else knew. But she never told him who she really was.
Love
She knows
interest.
all the Emperor's plans, chuckled the master spy.
Love
She
interest.
won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lapino. Taking her would change the game, all right.
Gonna save the Emperor's daughter. There's always a tale of love in these games.
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
It's like a lift, I guess.
Ooh, sparkly,
Ooh.
thought Renato.
A fire essence. Oh, okay. So we got an essence to make a fire. So combos is giving me an Assassin's Creed kind of vibe with a combo system. Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. The counter mechanics feel very, Assassin's Creedy, which isn't a bad thing. I'm curious to see how it's going to change with the different sword types, because you can switch between the different swords with the D-pad while you're in combat, and they have different effects. Like one of them does fire damage, one of them freezes enemies, so you may have to switch between getting, using like a slow or with the sword with the the ice one and then switching back to a fire one and stuff like this. It'd be kind of cool to see. Right. Oh, there's an ice sword. We can't open that one either.
Real sword. Ice wall. Ice cube.
So we can't go in this sword without, in this door without an ice sword. Oh, is that one of those spy things? Yeah, it is. Let's get this quick.
These things really slice like ham.
They slice like ham! Yeah, the main characters look really cool. The characters themselves look very cool. It's very cartoony, isn't it? Which I think is just the style they were going for. I like it a lot. I like the look of it a lot. And the narration's very good as well. Shit. You can come around here, I hope not. Oh, for fuck's sake. Quick.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
Most people use doorknobs. Is he gonna turn, come back this way or that way? Yeah. Slicing ham! It's like slicing ham. No, the thing closed behind us, which means something is coming. So this thing here, these stones here. You get these stones every now and again, which have got symbols on, which we didn't get. Maybe this is a blue symbol. Maybe that's something you got to do with ice on that. I don't know.
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renardo hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renardo.
Should we go with his harebrained scheme? Sure, we'll do it, right?
Oh, this is gonna be fun, said Lupino.
We're gonna be
as
inside
he
a
ran
watermelon.
to go set up his marvelous plan.
Ah, there's a workbench there. So this is the workbench you go to do your crafting.
If I craft a sword now, it's gonna be really short.
And we haven't got the ability to, we haven't got the items to do it. We'll just show you. So obviously we got this at the moment, the hero sword. Next level is going to give us, allows us to heal ourselves. Maybe we do damage. So we got the wind essences. We just need the ore, and all of them use this ore. So the other swords we got is obviously the firestorm sword, which is one that does some fire damage, and the winter fawn, which freezes enemies, and we've got the Void Blade, which increases our movement speed. So all of them take this ore, and look how many of them. So the first one we got is, you got 30, 50, and 70 to get the base versions of those. The first one we had here only used like 5 at the start. Hello, Zemindar. So I don't have anything to use with it yet. This is obviously the fourth sword. To open that one, I need the Void Blade.
Renardo felt like he was ready to learn new things.
We got a skill point.
Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Okay, so we can run faster, increase our health. No, we haven't really taken much damage yet, so I'm not worried about health. Aggressive defense. Countering an attack now causes damage. Now, seeing as the game at the moment, all of the combat seems to be much like Assassin's Creed games. The combat is based a lot around countering. You know, if you can counter the enemies, you're on a winner, and if you can do damage when you're countering, that seems like a good thing, right? So these two are counter abilities. So a slow down time after a counter. Countering now causes damage. Or attack immediately when your previous attack hits to land a perfect strike. I don't know which one of these two. Whether slow down time or cause damage when you counter. And what goes next? So we got okay, so that probably slows down it a bit more. Freeze time for everyone but Renato when countering at the last second. Okay. Impel your opponent with on a sword to grab him. Okay, we like this one. We go with this.
Was way better than being able to shrink down to the size of an ant. What was that all about, anyway?
Let's do that. Yeah, we'll wait and see. I mean, at the moment, we've not had any, not really needed more time, if you know what I mean. Because at the moment, I mean, we haven't, even though you get overrun by a bunch of enemies, we've not had to really worry about it. As long as you just pay attention and play the counter game. So as long as you play in the counter game, it's that extra time's not really needed at the moment. But at the moment we've only seen one type of enemy, which is the ravens. That's a pretty big one. Okay. Look at the big watermelon there. We're gonna get in that. We're gonna get in the watermelon.
He was waiting for it all to go horribly wrong. But against all odds, Peppino's idiotic plan worked. Zenobia's ravens ran off after the geese, the net dropped, and Renato jumped out of the watermelon and put his sword to Zenobia's throat.
Renato, she said. Are those new scars? They look good on you. You never returned my velvet jacket. It was my favorite. You look stupid in velvet. Oh, what does an imperial princess know about style? Oh, get a room, you two, said Latino.
But the fleet was coming on fast, so they put Zenobia on the Farfarer and took her east over the Nexus.
She'd vanished from Swordfu School, from his life, without even saying goodbye, without ever telling him she was the Emperor's adopted daughter. Ah, Lapina was right, Renato thought reluctantly. She knows things. She recognized his look. You're taking me to the interrogators, aren't you? She said, wide-eyed. And then she jumped, with horror. Renato saw Zenobia plummeting. Then he saw the Nexus below them. Cats always land on their feet. Ah, she'll head for the Imperial outpost, yelled Lapino. You have to catch her.
You have to catch her. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much to data mine really, because it is really these 2.3.1 is really fixed patches. I mean, 2.4 when that hits the PTU, then data mining will be good for sure.
Cats can run faster, but foxes can run longer. If he ran, he could head her off before she reached her minions at the outpost. Well, he did love a good chase.
Oh, I bet he does. I bet he does. I bet he loves a good chase.
Sometimes, Renato really hated inanimate objects.
Oh. So we can go over there, okay. Let's go see what's up these steps. We can go the other way, so I'm not sure which way we're supposed to go. We got different directions to go to, damn it! I don't know which way to go.
Who needed bridges anyway?
One of these ways is probably going to have a... Hang on, I'm kind of thinking I should have gone down first, because that... Hang on, I'm going to go back. Shit, I can't go over there. I was going to go back to that way to see what was down the bottom, because I think you can go two different directions, and you can't go back. I missed a an apple or food thing, but I didn't. I left a food thing because I didn't need it. I might have missed an ore. If it did, it was too late to go back. So yeah, this is the way I had to go. So I should have gone down the other way first. Damn it! There might have been a chest over there or something. I can't go back and get now. Oh shit! What is that? A different enemy type. Avoid the Warlock's fire spell. It will damage everyone in the area once it explodes. Okay. That's kind of cool though. You can kind of throw them at each other. You can pick them up and throw them at each other. There's an ore. I keep wanting to look around because I can hear lightning and it's in case it's here. Yeah, we can't go back. Unfortunately, our way back was kind of blocked. We couldn't go back.
He was closing on her. He could smell her fear. He tried not to think about the interrogators at the secret base. What did they do to her? Maybe it didn't have to end that way. Maybe he could talk to her. But, after all, there were worse things the Imperials had done to friends of his.
The soundtrack seemed okay. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's not really standing out, but it's fitting. I still can't craft anything yet. We need 3 more. Then we could make that sword upgrade. But I think I'd try to wait and try to get enough to make the next sword rather than the upgrade. I think. Seems you use the different swords to do stuff like that. Okay, what's that? So there's two at the same time. I guess when there's 2 going to attack you at the same time, that's when you probably need to use the dash. Because you can't counter 2 at once. Or just throw them at each other like that. Because that would work, right? That would work. Oh.
Bernardo reached the outpost. The Imperials there were no match for him.
Ah, that's
Soon
cool.
after,
PGC.
Zenobia limped up the path. When she realized he was already in front of her, she didn't even try to run. Oh, you left without saying goodbye. Again, he said, please. You're enjoying this a little too much. She said, shaken. Oh, spare us the chit-chat, would you? Said Lapino as he shackled her hands so she couldn't throw spells. She knows all his plans.
All the way back to the Farfarer, Lapino nagged Renato about how the interrogators would pry all the intel out of Zenobia. I thought would turn the tides in the imminent battle. All they had to do was take her to the rebel secret base. Renato didn't like to think about what the interrogators would do to her. Couldn't he just talk to her?
Laptop GPUs are very hard to find. Yeah, I mean, especially the replaceable ones are normally very, very expensive as well, right? Once again, Zenobia's prisoner, yeah, but this time interrogators would do to her. He could skip the base and find a way to interrogate her himself, or take her to be interrogated. I mean, you got some very interesting choices there, but you're not so much. You're so not a fan of laptops. Yeah, I mean, I've got one here. I've got one next to me, which is a Asus that I bought a few years ago. The only problem I have with laptops, especially if you're going to have one for gaming, is they do take quite a while to upgrade. They die very quickly and they're very hard to upgrade. I mean, nowadays, if you buy one now, you can get them. You can get quite a few now that are very modular to make it easy to upgrade. But even if you upgrade them, the parts are very, very expensive to replace. The parts are very expensive. So yeah, there's two different choices here. So you can either interrogate her yourself or take her to be interrogated. Now, personally, this is about the point where we're not supposed to go past. Especially the free stories is what the dev said we could actually play. So obviously the third choice we get, which is this one, which they don't want us to go past because of the embargo. But what I'm curious about, what I might do, obviously, because I'm gonna, it's right at the start. I'm gonna try that just out of curiosity. Now let's go back to the menu. Because as I said, it is we're kind of given the keys early, and I like to play early once, as long as it can really get to a certain point in the game. So what I want to try to do is I want to just do the first little bit again and just try to first change the first choice at the beginning, just to see how different that path is after the first choice. Because I'm curious to see how the actual choices matter in the story. Yeah, I understand that.
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then his mother called him.
I'm curious to see how, if it takes us to different sections or in the same section of the game with just a different objective.
She rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods, midnight rituals, victims screaming.
Getting the replacement GPs
the Imperial
are
Ravens
quite
would round up
specialist, I think,
entire
at times.
villages.
But you should better get one if you know what it is.
Returned. The
Do you know
Ravens
what it
had
is,
come
though,
to
in
Ubar
video?
scouting for ancient books said to be of great power.
The only thing I found with mine, because mine has got a replaceable
had
parts,
hidden the
but
books. So they'd burnt the
but let's just say
librarians.
I can't put just
Criticism,
any video card in it. It
outrage
has to
had
be
driven
one
them off.
that kind of matches
The Ravens had come
the one
back
I
with
have.
dropships.
So I can't just
The kid
replace it
had
with
fled
another
with one of
one.
those books.
So mine has a
Brave,
AMD in mine, and I can
dumb,
only replace it with
wanted to
another
join the
AMD. I
rebellion.
can't put NVIDIA
Reynardo
an NVIDIA
had promised
PCIe
his
card in
mother he'd
mine.
protect him.
It only works with a specific time. But I don't really use it for gaming anyway. I mean, I used to use it for gaming when I used to take it to work and play it on night shifts. Use it on night shifts to pass the time.
The kid was looking down.
Nowadays, all I really use it
Watching his
for is
city
for
burn. Sorry, kid.
video watching.
Reynardo told the kid. Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone. My mother died for this book! I promised her
I used to
I'd
use it
protect
to do
you.
some video encoding on some of them.
Oh, damn it.
Use it to do a bit of encoding the
run
video.
off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him.
Alright, so we're gonna let's run through the first area, and see if that first choice takes us, because basically the first choice we had, it did seem like it would take us on kind of different journeys, and I'm kind of curious to see if it does, because that would kind of be cool. Because if it really does path well from the very first point, then
The two ravens were staring
definitely
at
would
the kid
cause
like he was
people to
their
actually
dinner,
do multiple playthroughs and
which
want
probably
to do
was
multiple
what
playthroughs.
was in their tiny brains. Hey, Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him.
Wait,
Pick up someone as ugly as you.
I think my video resolution just
right?
messed up.
For the Emperor!
The ravens cawed and rushed at him.
God damn, I gotta kill them before I can. I gotta kill them before I can sort it out. I'll pop it out of full screen and back in. It should hopefully fix it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Pop it out and back in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try a different option because what I'm trying to do is because I can't play it much further than where we went, and what I want to try to do is oh, bubbles, go back. Is see if that first how it differs it, because based on what it was talking about a Skyrim, but I would imagine it's going to take us to a different area. It may well take us to a different area or something. I'm curious to see if it does, if you know what I mean, if it really differs it like that. So I'm just going to choose a different option and the very first one and see what it does, see how it differs.
A dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid.
But the actual colour, just the locations themselves are so...
idea of a joke.
They're so colourful.
Making the skyship docks
really
a
like
gated
them.
community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious.
You'll take the book to the rebels.
And with a name like
gonna steal your
Stories,
ship.
you know, it's
I'm
called
not
Stories,
taking the
Path
damn
of
book
Destinies,
anywhere.
right? So
Neither are you.
that would kind of indicate
Try
just in
and
the
stop
title
me.
that there are multiple stories and
bet you don't even have a
potentially multiple
hero's
paths
sword.
as well, right?
And with that, the kid hopped away.
So I'm kind of curious to see.
Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot.
I'm curious to see.
He had guts. Where was Renata going to get a hero sword?
Because it does say that if you look on the Steam page on their website, that there are multiple paths to take and potentially and different stories. But I'm just kind of curious how much it's going to branch. Right, so this is the very first upgrade we got, which is just free ore and nothing else.
A hero sword.
Okay.
QED.
Low. Back.
This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renado's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to
She'd
burn
probably be
her.
happy with
She'd made him promise to protect the kid.
with like a
But she
proper
never told
PC
him where
rather
the
than a
book
laptop.
was.
Although
Just the kid.
with a proper PC, you can't pick it up and sit in the kitchen playing Hearthstone. You know, playing Hearthstone while waiting for food
He
to
came up
cook.
to a ledge. It was too far to jump.
Not that I would
There'd been a
say that
bridge here
to your
before,
missus,
hadn't there?
Fujitsu,
And there was
that she should
Peter,
be in the kitchen playing
giggling
games.
at him.
No, I
How'd
would
you
not.
get across?
He asked the kid.
Where'd you find a hook? I hopped.
Said the
QED,
kid. Wise ass kid.
Hey, look out behind you.
Cute, said Renato. Ah, ravens.
I mean, the narration's really good. You know what I mean? When I kind of see the whenever we get this narration constantly, I just can't help but think how.
It was time to talk some sense into the kid.
I mean, I can't
his
help
way
but
across
think
the
how
ledge
perfect
and
it would
chased the kid down.
be. It would have
Thing
been to
was,
have
he hadn't used
Trendane
his
narrating,
voice since
doing a
retired.
narration over this game. How perfect he would have been.
Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills.
Kitchen's your area. What? Yeah, okay. Okay, you're one of those. Peaches, I get you.
It was starting to come back to
I go into the kitchen to make coffee.
something you never completely forgot, like how to
Oh,
freeze
your office is
time
in
when
the kitchen.
attacking.
Ah, okay.
The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember. And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the
Well,
kiss
not
to
just
run in
because
12
he's got an
furlongs.
amazing voice, but because
So
of
the
the
salesman
game as
told
well. It's a very cutesy
And
game
something
where
told
you
me
play.
the kid was
You
about to
play a
walk
fox.
into an
It's like
ambush.
animals based. And Tren, I'm sure Tren would love to
Shouted.
voice a game
I'm not
where the
giving
main
you the
character is a
book.
fox. You know what I mean?
Shouted the kid.
It seems very
Took
Tren.
off.
No! Peter!
The kid ran for it. And a goggler nailed him with its eye beam.
He died. sliced it like a piece of ham.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it, why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Renato picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway.
Yeah, he did. I'm sure he did. I've missed that thing. So many boxes.
What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out.
Okay, so
All that had been years ago.
you know what?
How many? The war.
I'm just
the blood.
realising, looking at this
And now
game,
3
when we get to
Raven
this scene
scout
here
ships were
where
chasing him.
the background is really bright, I'm just seeing
Poured
how
the Raven
dirty
captain
my
of the
monitor
Landhaler.
is.
Renato could see them.
I thought it was
cranking
clouds,
up
and
their
when I looked at
catapults.
the preview
Just
window,
got
there's
out
no
for
clouds. It's
Renato
dirt.
yelled back.
Damn, I need to
Where
clean
can
it.
you run?
Laughed the Raven
I gotta
horribly.
clean my monitor.
Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job.
Take us to the rebel base. I will spare your life.
It called. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven. A sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time. Unless Renato could bring a game-changer.
Okay.
Maybe he
Let's
could.
go for it.
Renato had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper.
Let's go after the sky.
The legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Renato a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Renato could only rescue him. Renato dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino
Or the sky
or
ripper.
the Sky Ripper.
Gotta go with the sky ripper. Rip that sky.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Renato could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it.
Yes. In. Very in. The doctor is very in.
As he set foot on the island,
Oh, it's a
Renato
very
could not
very
help but
different
feel a
area as
tinge
well,
of
isn't it?
Guilt. He'd left
Shit, it
Lapino
is as well.
behind.
It's
He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the
Okay.
Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him.
so
If
this
they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Renato never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
okay, so this is a very different area. It's a totally different place. I mean, it's a totally different place, a totally different area. There's so many ways we can go. I just don't know which way to go. I just don't want to. I want to look, explore before I push myself forward to something to make sure we get all of these. So okay, that's kind of good, dude. I'm kind of happy about that. I mean, I wasn't sure how the different path would change it. I was kind of thinking that maybe it'll be on the same area we did before, with just a different objective. But you're in a totally different area. You know, we was in a city before, wasn't we? We're now in like a lush forest. The thing that's curious, I'm a bit stumbled on. I would have, because if the story does path like this, and I would have thought that the game would have given you option of you know, letting you have multiple save games, right? Because you had because you can play it, you'd play it multiple times just to get the different story arcs. But there's not. I mean, when we restarted it, we started a new game. It overwrote the save, so it's only allowing you to have one save at once. So you'd have to, you know, play for the whole game, and when if you started it again to do the other options, you'd be overwriting your save, kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how long the game's supposed to be, or how many different chapters there are supposed to be, Mag. But you know, it's for a game that's going to be like $10. It seems
If I
like a lot here,
now,
if you know what I mean.
it's going to be really short.
It seems quite a lot here for you know, for your $10, right? But of course, it depends how much there is. But he's very well done. I mean, the story's very good. Yeah, it actually depends how long it is. You know, if it's going to be, say, I don't know. It's just as an example. If say it's going to be, say, 10 hours, right? Then you'll play for it, and you'll you know, you'll play for it 10 hours. You restart and do it again, kind of thing.
Hey, how do you tell if someone's far away or just really small?
There's a switch over there. Okay, so let's switch open now. What do we have down here? Oh, I thought we could come. I thought there was an opening to go down there. It wasn't. That's my bad eyes. Oh shit. It's very easy to get into as well, to pick up and get into, but which makes sense because it is, if you think about it, because it is coming out on, well, it's out on PlayStation as well, so it's PC and PlayStation. It's coming out on the same, both on Tuesday. So I mean, I can see this being fitting like a console sort of environment very well because of how the controls work. It's definitely built for a controller.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands and thousands had died. But Renato had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one.
We haven't even had a skill point.
Renato's blood was up.
Yeah.
He just needed to smash something.
Yes, he does. We're gonna smash some crow's face. There's an ice door. I didn't pick him up quick enough. We managed to counter both. Yeah, we're getting good at this.
Yeah. Renato had learned so much. It was time to turn it into something he could use.
Wow, we can break benches. These doors we can't open. It's gonna be a wet paper bag with a stone, a mundane stone. Maybe. It would be a bit disappointing, wouldn't it?
These things could really use a hand.
Oh, yeah. Looks like they're going in a square, so we can just go follow them around. I kind of wonder if you actually get caught in it, would you get one-shotted like Peter did? Because poor Peter Rabbit got one-shotted by one of those eye beams, one of the eyes.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
I wanted to throw him off the edge. Yeah. Not much XP for throwing him off the edge, but... Two switches.
Puzzle. Renato loved puzzles.
It's a puzzle! Oh my god.
He couldn't figure them out. On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
Puzzles. There's puzzles! I don't like puzzles. Oh, is that it? That wasn't that complicated a puzzle. We fixed the puzzle, yeah.
See? That wasn't so hard.
Left or right, left or right. Oh, there's a chest. Okay, so I'm guessing right is the way we had to go. Oh, look. Style points, yes. We didn't get good, excellent style points because we did get hit. We took damage. I mean, the game runs at a rock solid 62 FPS. It looks like there's, I don't know if there's like a FPS cap or something. I think there is. I think it's like capped at 60, but it's running at 62, which is a bit of a weird number. But there's definitely a cap on it. Not that it's a bad thing. It's very smooth.
Starting to come back to it.
It's very
Something you
smooth
never
for what it does.
completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Oh, there it is.
There it was.
It's not a paper bag.
Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of.
It looks.
Engineers' dreams, anyway.
It looks
the
the
device
part.
was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How is it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece.
Okay.
Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
Alright, so we're on to the second choice. It's the same two choices we've got, but that we had the first time, but they're very different. I mean, this one's different, of course. We did this one before where we tried to face Zenobia, but before it was a very different voiceover because we had a different objective, because we had the other hero with us that we rescued. But this time we let them take him away, so we'll be going after her alone, if you know what I mean. We'd be going to seek her alone without help. We're gonna stick with a Skyripper and see how this differs
It was a
again.
no-brainer. He'd sacrificed his old friend Lapino to get the armature. And the armature was useless by itself. Only a series of coils and wheels.
That looks
War
like a lot of
demanded
crows.
sacrifices. And he would make more before the end. He would have to choose the greatest good no matter how much it cost him. Zenobia. Well,
He would see her sooner or later, across a battlefield or a sword's point before all this was over. He was sure of that. The power was in the core. Obviously, he had to get the core.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I'm guessing you wouldn't. They're not going to have too many different branches because there's a lot of story to kind of keep track of. But I mean, the two for the first part we did, they're very, very different. And now, if you was to go back and choose the other part that we did before, that would have been very different as well.
Sight of the Farfarer.
It would have been at least the narration would be different.
Skyripper?
The narration would be a lot different because
always avoided.
A lot of shit. We got this
The
thing
part of
following us now.
responsibility, of seriousness. Had he
What is this thing
grown
following?
up?
It's following us around.
He didn't feel grown up. He'd made this decision from his gut,
That's
like
kinda
he
weird.
always did. Somehow, he'd impulsively decided to stop being impulsive. Did that make any sense?
We got a friend. Look, we got a friend. A friend following us. Well, it's not really a friend. It's not live. It's the thing we took. Yeah, it's following us. I thought he'd have it in his pocket or something. Hang on, no, you can't get back. So let's look this way first because there's no way to jump back over there. Like we did last time. I went one way and realised I couldn't get back to check the other direction. So look this way first in case there's a magic well that we can jump into. What? Hang on. Now we got a decision.
There were woodcuts of amazingly beautiful vixens wearing no clothes at all.
Oh.
And something more useful.
So we got a decision. We can jump down a well or go the other direction. I'm not sure which one to do. What do you reckon, Mac? Should we jump down the well or go the other way? I'll let you make the choice, Mac, because I can't decide. Okay, Mac says jump in the well. Okay, we'll do it. There's no coming back. Jump, says in the room. Jump. We jumped. Okay. We are down the magic well. Would this be a bad choice? We've almost... Oh, I think we got enough to get...
I
Look at this.
wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials.
We have
Thought
enough
it
to
out.
upgrade our main sword. So we're definitely getting more ore going this direction.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Look! I instinctively wanted to check this direction. And there it is. And there it was! A chest. Is this thing going to help us in combat, I wonder? Probably not.
Where did that go to?
I'm trying to keep my combo going and not miss it the whole time. Or not break it. Oh! Come on! Oh, look at that! 36-hit combos!
There were fewer and fewer trees. There were only these huge crystalline growths.
36-hit
Had those been here before? He no longer heard birds
noticed
except
a lot
for
of
the
treasure areas
feverish cawing
to
of
the
the
left.
ravens when they
I
attacked. He couldn't
didn't.
smell the small animals of the forest. The mice and rabbits. Where had they gone? And he was getting hungry too. This was an unhealthy place to be.
So we took We took that before. Let's try this one. Let's try the time instead. We'll get this skill instead of the other one just to see.
Missed his old skills. He welcomed them back like he was at a reunion.
To see how this one is in. The slow down time after a counter. Alright. Ah, look. Okay.
Within your aerobics craze.
That's 47! The blue squares are where you teleported back. Ah, okay. Yeah, that would probably make sense. Because we were looking at it a bit earlier, we wasn't sure what those blue squares were for, but of course, yeah. But that one we just stepped on and we ported. Oh, there it is.
The 20-sided core made him feel physically sick. Once he had sneaked into a temple of the dark arts and he hadn't liked what he smelt and saw there. This felt like that. As quick as he could, he wrangled the icosahedron into the armature. The wheels began to spin, then glow. The sick feeling quickly spun away. Now he only felt sad. He had lost good friends for this war apparatus. He carried his prize back to the Farfarer. Now, he had to make his next move. There was a key Imperial outpost on the Nexus. If this really was some sort of superweapon, he could use it to wreak havoc on the enemy. And if it wasn't, well, better to know that before the final battle. But maybe he should show it to some scientists first. There was an observatory on the Nexus. Maybe he should go there before he fired it.
Okay, so that's different. I mean, so basically, going down this route, we've got the super weapon now, and we've got these two choices here are different to the two choices we had before. But we had they're going to, I think they're the same locations. So this one is going to the Nexus, and this one's going to the outpost. So they're going to the same areas, but I think we're going there are different objectives to do on those areas, if you know what I mean. All right.